San Francisco artist Jason Mecier makes celebrity portraits out of everyday items. This includes food, household items, old electronics like old cell phones, even just trash. His new book, Pop Trash, is a collection of 200 portraits, including Martha Stewart, Barack Obama, and Steve Jobs. And Jason joins me live this morning. We start with Nancy Sinatra. This looks like it's made of pasta.
It is. This is actually one of the first pieces I made 25 years ago, and it's still around. It was one of my first Fillmore posters I did here in San Francisco for Bill Graham. And it's all made out of pasta. And a little bit over the years, some mice or bugs ate off some of the top ramen and the peanuts. But I fixed it up a little bit. But for 25 years old, it's still around pretty good.
You know, San Francisco has been the kind of the center of the recycling world, if you will. So this is considered recycling or reusing. Is that part of the reason why you are based here? Is it because, or is it that influenced your art in any way?
It does influence it more because I like collecting and shopping and that kind of stuff. But I also like that it's repurposing stuff that would just be thrown away.
Put in the landfill. Can we look at some of your other stuff here? This is David Bowie, and I know that Bowie had a lot of makeup, and you see like old makeup containers. What was your thought in making this one?
My inspiration was pretty much to try to copy the way the record cover looked. So it was based on what colors I would be using and just the sort of theme, glam rock, David Bowie, 80s kind of theme.
And when you do something like this, when you're at home, I mean, do you just collect stuff that you don't know you might need one day? Do you have like a bin
I have
of things?
50 bins. Each one's like my whole studio's bins. So they're sorted by like yellow things or cigarette butts, bullet shells, and so they're just all sorted by like color, size.
And we're showing your process here. I mean, so obviously you did like a fast motion here of what you do.
Right.
So your studio, as you were just beginning to tell us, must be pretty extensive then.
Well, it's one room, but it's packed. You can see all those little bins right there, like this one I sorted out all the white things.
Who are you making here, by the way?
This is Lindsay Lohan.
Okay.
So this is just a fun time lapse where you can see the process happening.
And when we watch you making Lindsay Lohan here, what kind of thought process goes into what you're going to make the portrait from? For example, we have one that I'd want to show if they can bring it up of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, you made Steve Jobs out of
electronics.
Old cell phone, that kind of stuff.
Well, that's my concept, is to try to match each celebrity or person with a medium that suits them. So there's, like I did Snoop Dogg out of weed, or there's a couple cigarette butt portraits.
You didn't use any stems or seeds, did you, Jason?
I did. I used a little of everything.
All right. So as we look at this last one over here, at the very, if we can just come over here, and you can.
That one's John Waters. I know he's a cult director, and he's famously always smoking in every picture, even though I know he doesn't smoke anymore. But he's just an inspiration for movie making.
Yeah, and so some of these paintings obviously have been picked up by the media. What is the first thing that people who realize that when they look closer, the first thing I saw is, oh, that's pretty cool, and then I realized it was made out of these items. What do people react when they realize, oh, wait, this is made out of cigarettes? The cigarettes may be gross. People might think it's stinky and gross, but some of the fun things, like there's like Kevin Bacon made out of bacon, and there's a tater tot portrait of Napoleon Dynamite. I love that one, by the way.
So the fun theme ones where it's a certain kind of food that matches someone, like a Martha Stewart, I have one all made out of pasta.
Right. Cool.
So it's fun to experiment with different
Maybe one day I'll
candy.
Get famous enough, and you can make something of me out of Old Bay Bridge steel.
Okay.
Yeah. Something like that.
Real big.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason Mecier, thank you for coming in.
Thank
and by
you.
the way, Jason, if you want to look at his show, he will have a gallery show and book signing. That's tomorrow night at Secession Gallery. That's at 3235 Mission Street in San Francisco. The event runs from 6 to 8. You can meet Jason and take a look up close at some of these great pieces. We'll be right back with more of Mornings on 2 right after this.